Anyway, go ahead. Go. Tell me the rest.
Go ahead, what?
Tell me more.
Oh, I graduated in '46 and enlisted, and the war was just over, and I enlisted in the Army because I knew they were going to draft me.
Uh-huh.
And if I enlisted, I could choose my profession, what I wanted to do in the Army.
Really?
So I was...
And how old were you?
What, dear?
How old? Right out of high school?
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
I went to Aberdeen, Maryland Proving Grounds for my basic training.
I've driven past Aberdeen.
And in 5 weeks, I was on a ship to Japan.
Wow.
So I had very little stateside training. I was assigned to an engineering outfit.
Yeah.
And they sent me out in the country, in Japan. It was, there wasn't near a city. It was an Air Force training base for the Japanese.
Wow.
And we were using it. Well, when I was going overseas on the ship, I met some Army bandsmen. And I, of course, knew how to play the trumpet.
Oh.
So these guys said they were an Army band. They were very good musicians.
Really?
And they said, come with us. And I said, no, I want to be an engineer.
Wow.
So they sent me out in the country, and I didn't like it at all.
Really?
So I called my buddies that were in Kyoto, which was a shrine city. We never bombed it. We promised the Japanese we wouldn't. So I said, please, tell them I play as good as Harry James. Tell them I'm a great trumpet player. Get me back there.
Get me out of there. How'd you get in touch with them? What did you do by phone? How did you do that?
What, dear?
How did you get in touch with them?
By phone.
They had just not anything like a
Yeah,
phone.
oh yeah.
Okay.
So in the band director was a typical band director.
Right.
He wasn't too bright on a going situation. So when they told him I was an excellent trumpet player, he bought it. So they got the transfer through.
Lucky you,
And
huh?
it took about 3-4 weeks, but I did get transferred back downtown, and we were in a earthquake-proof building.
Oh, really?
It had everything in it. It had a barber. It had a mess tent.
Want some water with ice, Bugsy? I have my water right here. It had a mess tent. It had a barber.
It had a gymnasium.
Oh, wow.
It had a cafeteria.
And you must have been in good shape.
Right, so we could literally live in that building forever and ever.
So this is 1946.
Well, I became friends with the chief clerk.
How are you?
And he said, you should take my job when I go home. Which I wanted. I could type, I could do all that.
Communications.
So when he left, I became the chief clerk. And I was promoted to the highest rank that you could get
Yes.
for that short a time. So we marched on holidays.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I
the
already
Japanese
got that
people.
text.
really?
And he
In
said
our
I said, so
in
I
our
went home,
band,
came home, picked up
we
the
had a
car,
dance
and-
band that were very,
Okay,
very
thanks,
good.
sweetie, that's why I was calling.
So when they would go
Okay,
play
love you.
for officers
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and their
That's what I
wives,
was picturing.
I would go with
She
them.
buys what?
So I was able to do that.
She
Well,
likes
then
it.
I did favors for all of the guys. I promoted them.
Okay, love you.
Like I
Did
said,
did you
this-
pick up the
This
prescription?
band director, he was kind of spacey, you know. He
Yes.
was kind of an Edith Bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So he did everything I told him to do. He'd do,
We
because
only
he
have
thought
one
it was
CVS
right.
card.
And that's why I put through all my
All right, well, you
friends'
know what?
promotion.
Did it get dropped off to CVS? Oh, great, okay, well, I've got prescriptions there, I can pick it all up tomorrow. No
Okay.
worries.
So
So,
I will
life
call William.
life in Japan
Bye.
was just great. I mean, we
and how were
lived-
the people with you after all that?
But
The
they're-
Japanese. How were they with Americans?
Oh, they bowing, bow, 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 bow,
Right,
because we were superior then,
right,
and they had surrendered.
right.
So we walked down the street, they would bow too.
And
But
you were in
we-
your uniform when you walked around there always?
Oh yeah, always. There were places where we weren't allowed to go. There were restaurants, movies. Does Muggsy want some ice water?
I have my.
I asked her.
Can I have my bottle of water?
Because I'm sure it got. So I told Brad we put the chair together backwards. He goes, "That's a shocker."
I told you.
Our husbands.
If you would have walked in and saw that chair like that, he would have said, "Oh no." Well, then
So wait a minute. So now you also played in the band.
I was playing in the band. I was running the office. I was the commander's right-hand man. I did everything, as far
You
as
keep
the
in
office
touch?
goes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, for those that were ready for promotion, I would put them
Make it get
through.
through.
And so I took care of all my buddies were all had
We're all
stripes.
doing well.
They all had stripes.
And how about you? Did you keep promoting?
Yeah, I became a staff sergeant.
Where's the
Wait.
fat side front? This is the front.
This is where we had the front before.
This is the back.
This is the back.
Right.
I told them.
Mike, give it to me. Okay. So anyway, now where did you go from there?